Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, this was a requested video from a few people in the past and some recent too. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this video for you guys. This video is gonna break down pretty much what is needed to turbo your car. This one is particularly for your F23 Accords. I know a lot of people want to turbo these cars and stuff, just harder to find parts, stuff like that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it, and I'll show you everything that you guys need and how to get it done. Before we get into this video, guys, down below right next to where it says Cardi Garage, there's a little button there that says subscribe. You just want to click that for me, and then the thumbs up button as well. Let's get into this video. First things we'll get into is the smaller stuff, which would be, you would want to get a wideband so you can read your air fuel ratio. And for tuning, this would be the first thing you want to get. You can get an AM like I have. There's brands out there. You'll definitely need a wideband. You're gonna need a boost gauge so you can keep track of your boost and everything. Make sure you're not, boost spiking or any of that kind of stuff. Sorry about the lighting. The sun's like really beaming in right now. But yeah, you'll need a boost gauge as well. You're gonna want an oil pressure gauge because you don't want to have low oil pressure, because that's not good for a turbo car. Me in particular, I got a voltage here and a water temp, so these are not needed, but I got them just because you don't want to be low on voltage and stuff and all that. Definitely oil pressure, boost gauge, and a wideband. Those are things you'll need as well. You'll need a jumper harness to go from OBD2B to OBD1 as well, so you can run your Honda or your ECU or whatever. If you're going that route, you can go Fuel Tech, other ways, but I went Honda, so you'll need a jumper harness to convert down to OBD1 as well. You're gonna need an upgraded fuel pump. You can do a Walbro 255 or whatnot. I have a Walbro 450 in here, so you'll need a fuel pump to be able to keep up with fuel pressure as well for your boost levels. This is not needed, but helps a lot with cooling and stuff, especially on higher boost levels and stuff like that. But you'll need an intercooler with the piping and everything that will go from your turbo all the way around through your intercooler up to your intake manifold. Therefore, you can get the pressure from here to there. Therefore, building your boost and keeping the pressure cold. A blow-off valve to release boost pressure from your turbo and inside your piping. You will need a map sensor for your boost levels. I have a 4-bar map sensor. You can do a 3-bar or 4-bar depending on how much boost you're running. I went with a 4-bar just so I have one for when I do the built engine. We have the map sensor that can handle what we throw at it. You will need some injectors. I particularly have 1000cc Bosch injectors. If you're going to be running E85 like I am, you'll need a minimum of 1000 cc's. You will need to jump it down to OBD1 pigtail style, or if you have the clips, you can just plug and play. I didn't, so I just spliced in a set that I had from a harness. But you'll need injectors. These, like I said, are 1000 cc's, and rule of thumb is whatever your injector size is with E85, roughly cut it in half, and that's your power level. So I can roughly around 450, 500 I can run with those injectors. I will be upgrading them to probably like 2000 cc's later on when we put the built engine in it, because I don't want to run out of fuel. You will need a wastegate, because you need to wastegate the amount of boost in your car. So yeah, this one here has a 7-pound spring in it, I believe. So that's minimum amount of boost that I could run. I went ahead and threw a couple T's in here to add some more boost. I will be putting it on a Mac valve, which gets ran to the ECU and everything, so I can control boost in the Honda itself. And then you'll have your exhaust out of it. You can route it back into your exhaust. You can do a dump like I have here. You can do hood exit like I used to have. Any of that. You will need a turbo manifold. This will take place of your stock exhaust manifold or header if you have a header. This will allow you to bolt up your turbo. This one here in particular is a custom-made manifold that we made, because not many companies make manifolds for these. So you'll either have to get like a cast one on eBay or Maxpeedingrods or something like that, or if you know someone that can fabricate, or if you can fabricate yourself, you can go ahead and build you a manifold. We're going to be changing up the manifold on this later on. Then you'll need your turbo as well. This one in particular is from Maxpeedingrods. Link in the description if anyone is interested in it. I have a discount code and everything will be down in the description of this video. But you'll need a turbo to be able to have a turbo car. Then your exhaust, route it how you like. Mine is coming down right here. And then this here will be your sensor for your wideband. And having a turbo, you got to be able to have oil in and out. So we have a vibrant oil line that is fed into the turbo to give it oil. And then down here we have the oil return that goes from the turbo into the oil pan. So you'll need to have the fittings and everything and oil lines for that as well. You will need an oil catch can. Therefore, when you have a turbo car, you build more pressure in the engine. It can throw oil up. You need it to go somewhere. This will vent to keep all the blow by somewhere so you don't blow your engine and stuff. It helps release pressure. That is something you need. This is a Maxpeedingrods oil catch can as well. If anyone is interested in this, down in the description you can find a link to that as well. Can't see it because there's a transmission on here, but you would want to upgrade your clutch as well, just so you don't slip clutch or anything, especially under boost. So we have a Stage 3 6-puck clutch in this one here. Those are a couple things you would want to do. So like I said, the oil feed line to feed oil to it, and then you got to get that oil out of there. So you have your return back into the oil pan to go back into the engine as well. When you convert, I just disconnected the IAC on mine and disabled it in the Honda. Some people block it off, some people change it to, I think it's like a 1-wire or 2-wire. I just unplugged mine and disabled it in the Honda, and it works perfectly fine for me. And given turbo cars, you got to change spark plugs on it. I went with a colder style plugs. I think these are NGK BKR5Es. So I went down to a 5. Spark plugs you'll definitely want to change out. Gap them accordingly to your boost amount. If you're rebuilding an engine, then gap your rings and everything for your boost. So a breakdown. You're gonna want your wideband, a boost gauge, at least an oil pressure gauge. Make sure you have oil pressure while you're in boost. Some way to tune your car. I have a Honda. There's other standalones and ECUs and other ways to tune. I just went with a Honda because it's very well known and easy to use, and you can do a lot with it. Fuel pump, because you want the fuel pressure, so when you turbo your car, you have the pressure to back up the amount of boost so you don't lean out your engine and blow it up. So I got the 450. That's good enough for what my power levels are. Maybe later on we'll upgrade, but for now 450 would do for what I got. And then continuing with the fuel system, you're gonna need injectors. I have 1000 cc's, like I said. Anything over 1000 cc's will work for E85. If you're on pump gas, then you can run a smaller size injectors. I would recommend minimum of like a 550 cc injectors for lower boost, 8 to 10 pounds, which would be perfect for that on pump gas. And then your turbo, you're gonna need a wastegate, a blow-off valve, intercooler piping, oil feed, oil return lines. Not a lot, it's real simple with all the stuff you need to turbo a car. It's just the fact for an F23, you can get anything you can find for this engine. But the thing is, some of it's just got to be custom made or it's harder to find. The main thing is a turbo manifold. Really all there is just like the eBay ones and stuff like that, like the cast iron ones. There's a couple companies that do make them. You can check out 850 Fab on Facebook and stuff like that. He builds turbo manifolds for these and has them. I'll be probably going through him shortly. Well, I'm not gonna say shortly, but eventually here to get a manifold made for this car, and then I'll change my manifold and all that stuff. But yeah, links all down in the description for the turbo from Maxpeedingrods and the oil catch can from Maxpeedingrods, or even the blow-off valves from Maxpeedingrods. So you can buy a lot of your stuff that you need to turbo your car from Maxpeedingrods. I believe they even have turbo manifolds, and they have rods, stuff like that for the F23. So make sure you check out the link in the description to Maxpeedingrods website, and there's a discount code down there for you guys as well if you guys want to pick up anything from Maxpeedingrods. That will help tremendously, helps you guys and helps us a little bit, because when you guys buy something from Maxpeedingrods, it gives us a little kickback and better discount on parts and stuff. So I hope this video is helpful and useful for some people that want to turbo their F23 but don't know where to start. What I did was just buy part by part, little by little, and when I finally had everything, I went ahead and started putting it all together. And yeah, just even if you just buy one paycheck, you got, all right, so I don't have that much money left over, I'm gonna buy a boost gauge. Boom, buy a boost gauge, put it away. Save up a little bit, buy a waste gauge. Boom, put it away. Buy a blow valve, put it away. Buy a wideband, put it away. Buy the fuel pump, little things like that, you know. And also you're gonna want to get the map sensor. Make sure you get a map sensor, 3-bar or 4-bar. I went with a 4-bar. They're really inexpensive, it's like $100 or something like that. And that's a Speed Factory one that I got, like 100 something bucks. Fuel pump, and you can get all that 100 something bucks. I think it was like 150, 160 bucks for the fuel pump. Yeah, you can start with the small things, get a set of injectors, get all the oil lines, the fittings, you know, stuff like that. It all adds up, but when you do it slowly, you can get it done. Instead of just like waiting around, because there's not really many people. I don't think they make a complete bolt-on kit for the F23 that I've seen, I know of at least, like I said. But yeah, it's very simple, very easy. You know, the Honda is the big thing. Yeah, like I said, I hope this video is useful and helpful for some of y'all that want to turbo your F23 CG Accords and stuff, or F23 vehicles in general, or anything that's swapped with F23. Yeah, this was a requested video, highly requested over the last few months to a year, and even recently. So figured I'll get it done and post it up for you guys. So if this was helpful, guys, let me know down in the comments that this video helped you guys out and motivated you guys or something. So just get out there, guys, and wrench away. So like I say, whether you wrench for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever, that's that much closer you are to getting your car back on the road and having some fun. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and like always, please like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification button so y'all get notified when we post, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, and God bless.